Well, hello. Thank you for joining me today again on the Church History Trail. You're very welcome to the programme. And this evening we're in the parish of Garvaghy, and you can see the beautiful countryside. And there's the church sign. It says Church of Ireland, Diocese of Down and Dromore. Dromore's where I live. And it's Garvaghy Parish Church. Now, the church itself was built in 1699. And it's thought that the foundations of the church were laid using parts of the older medieval walls. Now, in 1694, the Reverend William Johnson was instituted as the vicar of Garvaghy Parish, and in 1716, the Reverend Johnson then died. The church was repaired in 1780, and in 1836, it was described as a small, plain stone building, whitewashed and rough cast, with a small belfry. Now, the vicar of Garvaghy in 1798 during the rebellion was the Reverend Thomas Beattie, and I'll give you a wee view inside here. As you can see, it looks very modern in there. It's quite amazing to think that this church was built in 1699. Give you another wee Jeff Duke in here. Isn't that nice? Look at the wood there. The pews. You can see the old mixed with the new. So you can. Give you another wee look at the other side here. There's a vase with the flowers on it. Give you a wee look here. Some woodwork in there, isn't there? Nearly everything's made of wood. Although the frames there could do well like a paint. Now, the Reverend Beattie, he worked hard to prevent the excesses of retribution that tended to follow a battle from spreading to the parish of Garvaghy. And riding his horse, he visited those in authority, and he pleaded with them for restraint. And for his efforts, he was presented with a good horse and the necessary riding equipment. So, give you another wee look in here. So he done a good job during the 1798 rebellion, and the aftermath of that, he pleaded with the authorities not to take out retribution or strong retribution in his parish. Now, some of those killed in the aftermath of the Battle of Ballynahinch, which was fought during the 1798 rebellion, included the now famous Betsy Gray, her lover, and also Betsy's brother. And the Battle of Ballynahinch, of course, was fought on the 12th and 13th of June, 1798. So I'm going to give you a wee look in here. There's not much to see. It's a generator or something, or electric box, and it's used for storage, but that's about it. As you can see. I think it's to do with the electrics, probably. It's like something you would see in a castle. So it is like a musket loop. You can see the bell there with a chain. Now, the three, Betsy, Elizabeth and her brother George Gray, as well as Betsy's lover William Bole, were killed by Hillsborough yeomanry, fleeing the Battle of Ballynahinch after the rout of the rebels on the 13th of June 1798. And they were buried in a shallow grave across the fields not far from where they fell. And I've done a wee video on that there, so you can check that out, where Betsy and her two companions fell. So I covered the actual spot. So I see a wee knocker here, so I'm going to do what I normally do. Give it a wee knock. Nope, doesn't look like anybody's in. Now, a strong and well-founded tradition states that Betsy's body was later disinterred from the shallow grave that she had been buried in. She was buried across the fields, as I say, from where they fell. But it's supposedly, anyway, that she was dug up and reinterred in the graveyard of Garvaghy Parish Church here. Now, Betsy was born around 1778 or 1780. One tradition says that her father was Hans Gray. So some historians claim that Betsy was born at 6 Road Ends between Newtownards and Bangor. And the grounds of the old ruined cottage are actually in Summerhill Retirement Home in the property there. So I'm going to read this grave to you. It says, "Here left the body of David Hawthorne of Feedney, who departed this life 22nd of October 1817, aged 68 years. So I hope to do that wee cottage. So that's one tradition. It's like the wee cottage, the wee ruined cottage is actually called Betsy Gray Cottage. Now, others insist that it was actually John Gray that you called her father, and that Betsy was born in a house on the outskirts of Waringsford, which is just out the road from me, in the townland of Tullyniskea, in the parish of Garvaghy. So a John Gray appears on the rental list of the Waringsford estate, dated 1788, as a holder of 15 acres in the townland of Tullyniskea. Now, he married Rebecca Young of Tullyniskea in 1774, and their daughter Elizabeth was baptised on the 14th of January 1780. And John Gray died in September 1795. And this is the Gray grave here that you're looking at. And Rebecca died in October 1813. And both were buried here in Garvaghy Parish Churchyard. So was their daughter Elizabeth Betsy Gray one of the heroines of 98? Now, the Reverend James Birch Black, in a letter dated 9th of July 1818, says, "Mary broke Dromara," of course Dromara is not too far from here, "as to the rebel girl Gray, my uncle knew her well. She was a pretty lass with golden curls, a fair daughter of humble parents." So it's the middle grave here that's said to be the Gray grave. Now, it's very hard to decipher, but the only thing I can make out on it is a Robert Gray. I can't read the rest, so I don't know where this is John Gray's grave or not, or where Betsy's buried here or not. There's nothing on that one. But certainly this is the grave that's shown as, and it does say the Gray family on it, Robert Gray. That one there is dated 1737, if you can see that. So in a letter dated the 10th of May 1799, and it was written by James Sprout of Edenigo, Dromara, the bailiff to the Knox estate, formerly the Waring family estate, and addressed to Captain H.W. Knox of York Place, London. And it states that, "As directed, Sir James Graham has now builded and slated the house of the poor widow Gray, whose daughter Eliza was buried at the Battle of Ballynahinch." As I say, Dromara is not too far from here. So whatever the details of the birth, life and death of Betsy Gray, it would seem that Betsy has at least some sort of an affiliation to the parish of Garvaghy. And of course, she died on the 13th of June 1798. So thanks for watching, and God bless.